Jesus. The name echoes through history, a beacon of hope, a symbol of faith. But what if the image we hold in our minds is incomplete? What if the Jesus of history looked different than we imagine? The historical Jesus was born in Judea. This region, a crossroads of civilizations, was a melting pot of cultures and ethnicities. Located at the intersection of Africa, Asia, and Europe, Judea was a place of immense diversity. To imagine a homogeneous population in such a region is to ignore the realities of history. Jesus, a Jewish man of his time, would have shared this diverse heritage. His features, likely far from the European representations we are accustomed to, would have reflected the rich tapestry of his homeland. The Bible itself offers clues to this diversity. It tells of travelers and traders from distant lands, a constant flow of humanity through Judea. This was not a region isolated by borders, but a place shaped by the currents of migration and interaction. The very notion that Jesus' ethnicity should be confined to a narrow definition contradicts the historical reality of his time. The insistence on a solely European Jesus is a later construct, shaped by forces far removed from the gospel narratives. It is a construct that demands examination, for within this construct lie the seeds of prejudice and exclusion. The story of Jesus, as told in the Bible, takes us to Egypt. Fleeing persecution, the Holy Family sought refuge in the land of the Pharaohs. This journey, more than just a geographical displacement, speaks to a deeper connection. In the cradle of civilization, amidst the ancient traditions of Africa, Jesus found sanctuary. It is not a stretch to imagine that this experience left its mark, shaping his understanding of the world and its people. Early Christian communities, particularly in Africa, embraced this connection. Their depictions of Jesus reflected their own image, celebrating his presence among them. Icons from Egypt and Ethiopia portray a Jesus who is undeniably of African descent, with dark skin and textured hair. These images, far from being anomalies, represent a vibrant and authentic tradition. They stand as a testament to the universality of Jesus' message, a message that transcends the boundaries of race and ethnicity. The story of Simon of Cyrene further underscores this African presence. This man, compelled to help Jesus carry his cross, embodies the shared humanity at the heart of the Christian faith. Simon's story is a powerful reminder that Jesus' message resonated with people from all walks of life, regardless of their background. It is a message of compassion, of solidarity with the suffering, a message that knows no racial divide. Yet these early depictions, these echoes of a more inclusive past, were systematically suppressed. As Christianity spread throughout Europe, the image of Jesus underwent a transformation. The Middle Eastern Jew, the refugee who found solace in Africa, was recast in the mold of the conqueror. The erasure of Jesus' African heritage is not an accident of history. It is a deliberate act, driven by the political and social forces of the time. As European empires expanded, they sought to legitimize their dominance. What better way to do so than to co-opt the image of the divine? And so, Jesus, the Prince of Peace, was transformed into a tool of oppression. This whitewashed Jesus became the symbol of colonialism, a justification for the subjugation of entire populations. His image, stripped of its original context, was used to enforce a hierarchy of power, with Europeans at the top and people of color relegated to the bottom. The consequences of this erasure are profound. It has fueled centuries of racism and discrimination, legitimizing slavery, segregation, and countless other injustices. The impact of this erasure extends beyond the realm of politics. It has seeped into the very fabric of Christian theology. By divorcing Jesus from his Jewish roots and his African connections, we have created a distorted image, one that fails to reflect the fullness of his humanity. This distortion has had a profound impact on our understanding of God, shaping our beliefs about who is worthy of love, compassion, and salvation. The Black liberation theology movement emerged as a direct response to this theological and historical distortion. It reclaims the narrative of a Jesus who identifies with the oppressed, the marginalized, and the disenfranchised. This Jesus is not a distant figure, removed from the struggles of humanity, but a revolutionary who challenges systems of power and calls for justice. The question of Jesus' ethnicity is not merely an academic debate. It is a matter of vital importance for our world today. As we grapple with the legacies of colonialism, racism, and white supremacy, we must confront the ways in which our understanding of Jesus has been shaped by these forces. Reclaiming the narrative of a Jesus who is both fully human and fully divine, a Jesus who embodies the diversity of our world, is essential for achieving true racial justice. This reclamation is not about replacing one image with another. It is about expanding our understanding, embracing the fullness of Jesus' identity, and recognizing the ways in which his message speaks to the experiences of all people. It is about acknowledging the pain and suffering caused by centuries of erasure and working towards a future where all people are seen as created in the image of God. The journey towards racial justice is a long and arduous one, but by reclaiming the narrative of a Jesus who transcends the boundaries of race and ethnicity, we can tap into a powerful source of hope and inspiration. We can begin to dismantle the systems of oppression that have plagued our world for far too long. We can create a world where all people are treated with dignity, respect, and love.